without internet, offline, but I have to stay in Kyiv.
Of course,
I hope.
of course you do. Of course you do. And I certainly remember that during the Second World War, when London was being so badly bombed, the Londoners really appreciated the fact that the royal family stayed in London and suffered in the same way that Londoners did. And the Queen Mother said, how could she possibly leave London given everything that the East End was going through? It's a very hard time. Can I ask you, are there any, is there any justification for bombarding Kyiv? Are there any military targets that could be used as justification for bombing the city of 3.5 million people?
Main target, every one of us.
Yes.
All Ukrainians. But easiest way to make city, to put city in the blackout, no water, no electricity, no heating. We're fighting to surviving. And in this critical time, thank you for everyone. But I want to say public transportations work, hospitals work, schools, preschools, and we show our resistance, and it's very important to be strong. And because Russians always accept strong position, they never ever pay attention to weak countries, and that's why we have to be strong, and we are at times stronger together with our partners. And Great Britain, pretty long time, always support Ukraine politically, economically, defensive weapons, and we never forget you support and you help in this critical time. We very appreciate. And
can I ask you one more question before I ask Sir John to follow up? But I mean, are the Ukrainian air defenses in Kyiv sufficient? And what else is needed? And
I'm not work pretty well and almost shoot down everything, but they can't give 100% guarantee and can't give 100% protection, and that's why we have some damages.
Yes.
Fighting, and also air defense, very important. It's very important to be together with Ukraine politically, economically, and right now we need electric generators because we have huge deficit in the whole country. Around 70% deficit in the whole country, also in our hometown. Can you imagine just 2, 3, 4 hours per day with electricity?
Yeah.
And after that, sorry, we can't give to everyone because it's a huge deficit.
Yeah.
Big deficit. And yeah, it's thank you. We receive a lot of generators, but we need more.
Can I go to Sir John?
Thank you. Mayor Klitschko, it's very good to see you. And can I say how much we admire you and the people of Kyiv for your extraordinary resilience. About 4 weeks ago, you suggested that people who could leave Kyiv should do so. Is that still the position? How many people have left? And does it make it harder to look after and support, let's say, the very elderly who may not be able to leave if the sort of more mobile people are are leaving the city?
Believe me, for me as mayor, it's very difficult to say to people left the city. But my message exactly, if you have somewhere in the region, the Kyiv region, houses by friends, relatives, some people where you have basic services, heating and water, please use this chance and to have some place for temporary place for this very cold period of time when we're not available to give the service to everyone. First of all, it's make our life much easier to make less pressure to our infrastructure. For one point, a lot of people listen that and moved. I want to say the Kyiv before the war, 3.8 million people, right now 3.5 million people, around 600,000 refugees from east and west, east and south of Ukraine. Why they come to Kyiv? First of all, safety is main priority. Kyiv protected from air defense better than another city. And we provide the best services, medical care, education. It's whole spectrum of services is also very important. And the main point also, jobs. We produce the jobs. People need jobs. And some people, if I ask to leave the city, they listen me. Big part of people who have a chance, they move. But anyway, we see the traffic with our cell phones. They spending during the night with the family outside of the city, but during the day they coming back because they need to work. Jobs, it's very important. And that's why the numbers during the day is 3.5 million. During the night, 500,000 less than during the day.
Can I also ask you, President Zelensky has been critical of the city administration in terms of resilience. But I think you've said that you have not spoken to him directly for something like 4 years. Is that still the case? And how do you respond?
It's actually self-government is a base for democracy in every country, in every democratic country. And self-government was, by the way, attacked from Russians, and 55 mayors in Ukraine was kidnapped. One was killed, and I guess 5 mayors disappeared and somewhere in the prison in Russia. And we beginning to build territorial defense, and we was criticized because war will be not happens, and we are panicker. But anyway, we have information, and we have to be prepared for this war. And from beginning the war, we do it everything to support our army, to help them, and do that until today. Regarding, we have not easy relationship between self-government and central government. It's not just my opinion, it's opinion from many mayors. Take information from different sources, talk to another mayors. Don't believe me, talk to another. I'm more than sure we have exactly the same situation, same information. Regarding relationship, we understand to be president during the war, it's not easy. The president is busy, and I don't want to complain, but anyway, unity inside the country, without political games, make us much stronger. And the competition, political competition, or something what sometimes we have a lot of examples in during the war, it's not soft to say, it's not smart. And that's why I told President criticized us. We was not good prepared for this case. I'm sorry, I'm not responsible for air defense. I'm sorry, we do it everything what we can. And I told to President totally open, it's agenda from Russians. We have a couple of examples. Who is guilty? Self-government. Who is guilty? Central government. Who is guilty? The company who delivered energy. We fighting against each other, but nobody remind Putin. Putin sent the records. Putin destroyed our life of our civilians. And I told to President, please don't following agenda of Putin. We have to be united. We have to support each other, to fighting together with time stronger.
Absolutely.
Good. Alex.
Thank you, Mayor Klitschko. You described some of the destruction that had been happening through Kyiv and the rest of the country as a result of the Russian invasion. And we now know that many people require humanitarian assistance in order to get through the day. Could you tell us a little bit more about the type of humanitarian assistance you're providing to the residents of Kyiv, and what more the international community might be able to do to support you?
First of all, we built our hospitals totally independent with own energy resources. We have water, separate waters, electric generators, and they working for some possible blackout. They can working as residence islands for people. Almost every hospitals can work autonomous. We support and mobile heating system connects to houses where old people. I'm sorry for my English, pretty long time doesn't have practice, and my vocabulary is reduced.
It's fantastic.
And we give support for all people, the people who have problem with movement, and we connected with everyone. We have almost 30,000 people in Kyiv. We every day in contact, give the service, medical care, food, and prepare right now the good places where people can spend this difficult time. When outside is cold, in apartments it's also very cold. We evacuate people outside of the country, and they spend time there. But people don't want to move. It's always better in apartments, and we give much more as possible electricity, because they can use electrical heating, and humanitarian help support, some warm clothes, and with a connection, and open a lot of 1,500 some places close to the house. They people can spend it during the night or during the day, receive the food, take a shower, drinks, and in every points the temperature is around 20 Celsius degrees. Is pretty warm, and that's why nobody died from cold in our hometown. Nobody. We care about that. It's a difficult situation. It's very difficult. It's our all municipalities, our municipal enterprises working pretty hard to support everyone.
And if you could ask for one thing from the international community in terms of humanitarian aid, what would you ask for?
First of all, from air defense, depend. The Russians try to bring us to blackout, totally blackout. It's everything depends from air defense. First point. The second point, we asking about electric generators, powerful electric generators, what we can connect to the buildings and give to people electricity, because Russians destroyed communication from our nuclear station to our hometown, and that's why the local energy is very important for us. Actually, we send all letters what we need to our partners and receive a lot of electric generators. It's so many electric generators right now, over 300 tons of diesel we use every day for generators is big, and right now we have to carry about every electric generators we make right now. Enterprises who actually responsible for services to every electric generators, full in services, filters, and we have to care about everyone. And also very unusual job for us.
Thank you.
It's been answered. Thank
Been
you.
answered. Phil.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, there are more than 5 million Ukrainian refugees across Europe, including the countries you mentioned in your opening remarks, Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, and elsewhere. What support do you think needs to continue to be provided by European countries for refugees in those countries as we enter the 5th full year since the full-scale invasion?
Excuse me, I want to correct you, over 10 million Ukrainians right now outside of the country. We very appreciate for everyone who support our refugees. It's very important to us. Our biggest challenge, our biggest values, not the buildings, not the bridges and roads. Our biggest values are our citizens. And it's very important to bring the citizens back to our homeland when war will be stopped. But it's difficult challenge. Everyone coming back. Peace, first point. Second point, services. And main point, job. And we also responsible for that. And main point for us and main challenge to be successful after the war. A lot of politicians talking about recovering of Ukraine, rebuild of Ukraine, Marshall Plan for Ukraine. So I guess every one of you who listen that these words many times. I have a question. Some one of you read the Marshall Plan for Ukraine. Rebuild of Ukraine. It's not the buildings. It's not the rotten bridges. Rebuild of Ukraine, reform, what we have to provide of European rule of law, of European standards. And we can't make this plan without your assistance. And that's why we counting when war will be stopped. It's very important to be successful. Our success of Ukraine, the best answer for you as our partners, and also success of Ukraine is the best answer to Putin.
And just drawing on your comments there about the importance of the Ukrainian people, President Zelensky has amended the rules recently around young men in particular. When you're 25, you get drafted into the military. but young men between the age of 18 to 22 can now leave you. Change is the right step to take for the young people of Ukraine.
My personal opinion is it will be very difficult to bring the people back. Young people very easy integrate in society. They easily learn languages. They build the families. And for us, it will be very difficult to bring the people back to Ukraine. Can you imagine? I guess right now population in Ukraine less than 30 million.
Yeah.
Just 20 years ago was double more. And the young people, we need the people who will be rebuild the country to make our economy strong. And my personal, maybe I'm wrong, but my personal opinion, to let everyone leave the country, it will be difficult to bring the people back. A big part of people, young, especially young people who left the country, I hope they're coming back, but my prediction is one third, maybe half of them stay. If they spend a long time in outside of the country, they stay there for build a family, build a business, make a business, and it's difficult to bring them back.
Thank you.
Is there, I mean, how can allied countries support the return of refugees? What do you think? Would you think that we should be supporting the return of refugees when the war ends?
We need support, and we very appreciate to support refugees. But I actually, a couple of days ago, have a German delegation. It's a lot of refugees receive a lot of support, but a big part of refugees don't have a job. It's very important to be active and not to stay passive, receive this support, just money and support, and to support refugees is very important, but which condition? And we asking about help to propose to him, put to them coming back to Ukraine. This will be difficult. It's very difficult task, but the next task, what we have I hope it's the next year.
Yes, we hope so too. Richard.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you very much, Vitali, for sharing your time with us today. You started by saying thank you, but actually the thanks is ours as a Foreign Affairs Committee on behalf of all British citizens to you for defending Eastern Europe. Yes. In the early days of the full-scale invasion, I'd like to take you back to those images that we saw on our TV screens, that you saw in the flesh, those images of Russian armored columns heading for Kyiv. Could you describe those early days and how they played out from your perspective, please?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
The early days of the full-scale invasion. Could you please describe what it was like to live through those early days of the full-scale invasion in February 2022, please?
This can be a long speech. I have a lot of emotions. City was empty. City was empty. It's difficult. This time, last 4 years, it's very difficult. I explain you a couple of times, a couple of examples, emotional examples. I have very thankful job. as mayor to make life of people easy, to help the people. It's a very simple job, and I'm enjoying this job. It's very tough. It's very a lot of challenges, but I had to go to the hospitals and to see young kids. Sometimes the kids a little bit older than 20 years old, without arms, legs, sometimes without eyes, because from explosion, sand have huge power and destroy the faces of young kids. It's difficult psychologically to do that, but one part I had it one time a month. I give the medals to the parents for his children who actually pay biggest price, his lives. It's difficult to find the words. I don't know until now what I have to say. Thank you, we proud, or it's last time I cried. It's every parent's crying, and last time I cried also. A woman come to me and I give the medals. She told, Mr. Mayor, you don't remember me. I am second time. I was last year. You give already medal for my young son. This medal is for my oldest one.
Oh.
And I doesn't come in anymore because I don't have children anymore. She crying and I crying also together. It's difficult to explain emotion what have people in our homeland. And everyone, if you go to the street and asking, you wish everyone give exactly the same. Wish the war have to be stopped. We pay for our freedom biggest price, and lives of our heroes, of our children, young people, old people, our citizens, and that's why we are very thankful for support, for the help, and together we are time strong, and just together we can stop the Russians.
Thank you. And it just sounds absolutely awful to have to go and see people who are resident in Kyiv in those circumstances. So our hearts are very much with you. Fleur and I visited Kyiv in 2022, and we went on a visit to Hostomel Airport. And I mean, it would be interesting for you to describe what it was like when you felt that the tide was turning around Kyiv, and when you were successfully fighting off the Russian forces and repelling them from Kyiv. Could you describe that, please?
Actually, I'm right now in city council, and the airline, it was 10 kilometers. We listen explosion. Actually, city was empty. Some group of Russian was already inside the city, and everyone prepare for street fights. This was in beginning of the war in 22, and almost 2,000 apartments building in this period of time was destroyed. We rebuild the buildings. We help for the people. We build rehabilitation center for military forces. We have a lot of. It's right now so many challenges. I never expect we have so big challenges, but it's very important to be strong. And strong in front line, strong inside the country, strong. We are time stronger when we are together with our friends, and that's why my message to every one of you: stay with Ukraine, and just together we can stop Putin, because Putin goes so far we allowed him to go. And Ukraine, if we will be not successful, definitely Putin never stopped in Ukraine. Putin go so far as we allowed him to go.
Thank you for that.
John.
Mayor Klitschko, we know that there have been reports of attempts to assassinate the president, and I knew Andrei Parubi, the former speaker, very well, who was murdered. I mean, you are in a very high profile position, and looking at your office, I mean, you are publicly visible. To what extent do you feel at risk, and how is that affecting your ability to run the city?
I am former officer. I spent part of my life in army, and I swore to ready to give my life for my homeland as every military. And yes, of course, the Russians do it a lot of things, bad things. They kill our figure as Andrei Parubi. I'm strong. It's not so easy. I'm not easy target, believe me. And I spent
Quite large target, if you don't mind me saying so.
And I spent a lot of time in front line, and I don't think so. I don't care about myself. I care my mission to care about my citizens, and I think about that. What about me? I'm fatalist, and that's why it's I don't think about me. And my younger brother, look in my back. Well, covering my back.
Afra.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you about the thousands of Ukrainian children who've been forcibly abducted by Russia. I wonder whether you could perhaps give your perspective or update about that, and where some of the small number of children who have been returned, how they are being reintegrated into Ukrainian society, and what support there is.
Actually, it's I remind about my brother Vladimir do it a lot of things in this way to bring the children back, because the Russians kidnapped so many children, Ukrainian children, and I told already his biggest value is our citizens, especially children, and Vladimir bring a lot of them, do it a lot of use his international contact, and actually successful in this way. They already bring a couple of hundred. We don't make official the information about that, but he actually responsible for that. Already do it, and still do it a lot to bring the children. It's and we, as I know, we have thousands of them. They moved from Ukraine to Russia, and right now they educated with Russian narratives, with Russian narratives, and preparing them in the future fighting against Ukraine.
The International Criminal Court has issued arrest warrants to Putin and also his children's commissioner, Maria Lvova-Belova. Do you think that is meaningful in any way? Do you see that being helpful, or do you feel it's just merely symbolic?
I'm sorry, I'm not ready to give you a clear answer for this question because I have not so much information about that. Sorry.
No, don't worry. That's totally understandable. Is there anything that you feel that we could be doing in the UK or other allies to support the work that's being done to try to bring these children back?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. We have to do it everything what we can. First of all, to support Ukraine. Second, to make a pressure on Russia, pressure on Putin, and yes, of course, our children. It's our future, and we're talking about young generation. It's without children, without our citizens, is the main values what we have.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Can I ask you some more about justice and the crimes that are being committed now? Because as Richard mentioned, we travelled to Ukraine, to Kyiv, in the early months of the war. And even then, the desire for justice, the need for a peace to be built on justice was being talked about a lot. The UK government has provided support for lawyers, finding out what the crimes are that are being committed done now, and what more support that you can have for that aspect of the war to speak to victims.
Thinking.
I try to human rights, justice. So we can talk about that a lot and make a lot of discussion and explain our vision. And right now, during the war, it's very unusual situation, very, very unusual in any direction. Yes, of course, we have never forget what we're fighting for. We have never forget it's a reason of this senseless was always part of Russia, and they not allowed to go to European Union, and they see Ukraine as good and bad examples. But anywhere, rule of law in Ukraine have main priority. We have to stop this war. And the justice for Ukrainian people mean a lot. And I was part of Revolution of Dignity 10 years ago, 2013, 14. And the justice and rule of law was very important question for Ukraine, and until right now, still very important question.
Yes.
Thank you. I'd like to ask you about the peace talks now happening and the view talks bilaterally and trilaterally with the US. Can you see meaningful progress being made? Do you have hope? And what peace
First of all, I'm not involved in peace negotiation, first point. Second point, it's very important to save our national interest, our territorial integrity. It's our independence. If we're talking about the peace, we have much more question than answer. First of all, if we're talking about peace, what about our integrity? Second point, what about guarantee? Because the peace can be short break for the Russia, and Russia make the next invasion or next aggression. Guarantee from Russia or from our friends is very important for Ukraine, and the peace have been definitely not capitulation in front of the Russia, and we have a lot of question in how looking the peace and Russians told, let's find a compromise. They occupied the part of Ukraine and told the compromise to give up the territory of Ukraine, our territory, Ukrainian territory, to Russia. It will be compromise or some solution. We don't think so. And about our territorial integrity, independency, guarantee. The current situation, and sorry, right now we have much more question than answers.
Yes, I understand that. I mean, I think that Ed has specific questions about what's happened on the peace talks. Do you want to ask yours?
Thank you, Mayor Klitschko. I'm interested to know what your view is of the language that President Trump has used about President Zelensky, about the situation in Ukraine. I wonder if you have a view on the type of support that Ukraine is currently getting from the US. And also there has been a critical mineral deal in order to secure US continuing support of any kind Do you have a view on US support for Ukraine?
US is a very important partner. We definitely have, we need US in the Ukrainian side, and it's very important to have good relationship and understanding with President Trump and with United States. But if we're talking about minerals deal, I asking what doing American soldier in Second World War in Europe? They looking in minerals. If we're talking right now about democracy, if we're talking about values, if we're talking about geopolitically, it's very important to save democracy in Ukraine. It's very important to make Europe strong, and it's some messages what do Trump I support, some messages what I listen from Trump surprised me. It's not easy way, but anyway, we need United States in our side, and without United States, it will be very difficult, and that's why it's critical importance to personal connection, personal discussion, President Trump with President Zelensky, because from his good relationship, good work depends the future of our country and the future in Europe. That's why I can say more. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell I'm so sorry. I have a time pressure, and if you allow to me, I have to go. Great to talk to you. Great. I will be very happy to come in springtime in much better condition to London and have discussion without offline, without internet, to talk to you, to give answer for many questions, to explain about current situation in Ukraine, and I hope in springtime we will be much closer to the peace in our homeland. It's please never underestimate your power, and you can do it a lot, and from every one of you personally depend our future. And the biggest mistake, my message to every one of you, the biggest mistake is some people thinking war far away from us. This war doesn't touch me personally. This war actually touched every Ukrainian. This war touched a lot of people in Europe, and this war can touch everyone in the world, because Russia is very aggressive. Russia is dangerous, and Ukraine actually make huge mission, and we're fighting and defending not just our homeland. We're defending.
Thank you.
Honest to say, every one of you.
We wanted to thank you as well, Dr. Klitschko, for all your time. We only have one last question, which was about the future, and perhaps it's better for us to talk about the future in the spring when you're able to come. Yeah. And we do wish you all the very best. And I want to make it clear that on behalf of the British Parliament, we are completely united in our support of Ukraine. And as you approach your 4th anniversary of the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, we are astounded by the resilience of the people of Ukraine and the people of Kyiv. and all the elected representatives who speak so well and who are such great representatives of the people and show enormous leadership. We continue to stand with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini.
Thank you very much. And if we look into the future, I have a dream. Many of you know me as sportsman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody knows I work years long as touristic guide in my hometown.
Oh.
I will be very happy in springtime, in peaceful time, to invite every one of you in one of the beautiful city in the world. And I promise you, everyone will be really surprised how beautiful city, how peaceful people living in our hometown, and I promise unforgettable emotions from visiting in our hometown. I have a dream, and let's do it. Our next meeting in our hometown in peaceful time in Kyiv.
Excellent, Mr. Mayor. We'll hold you to that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very much.
Kia, movement that inspires.